in the not-too-distant future, following the rapid succession of World Wars III and IV, plus the hidden horrors of secret World War II. There's not much left. All that remains is a place where folks get together to read and discuss comic books. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they argue, but they always record and upload their transmissions. You have found one of those transmissions today. Welcome to the last comic shop. Rate, review, and subscribe to our weekly comic book reviews on all the major podcasting platforms at www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com.
Go. And welcome. Other Pittsburgh.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo. Third officer reporting. The other members of the crew, Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, Captain Dallas, are dead. Cargo and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. The whole lock, the network will pick me up. This is Ripley, last survivor of Nostromo.
nice.
So, how are you, sir?
Still sick.
Happy spooky season to you.
Yeah, it's my time of year.
Yeah, it's like, it's amazing to me, like September is like this race to get to October.
Right.
You know, like, because all it is like September's like, you know, it's pumpkin spice season, it's fall, you know, it's summer's over. And September is kind of like this time of like where motherfuckers are just like, counting down to October 1st so they can put up Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
And I see like all over like my Facebook timeline and my Twitter timeline, like people were just like, you know, come on, let's get to October 1st, you know. And I'm just like, I don't even care.
It's a great time of year for me. Yeah, it's just a vibe. That's all. It's a combination for me. It's, you know, it's football season, it's fall football, and, Halloween stuff. Now I'm not much into the pumpkin spice stuff, but you know, harvest and that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, but you know, it's such a letdown after Halloween though, because it's just like it's November. It was just, I want to just have this mood like when November 1st hits. You know, it's like one of those scenic photos of like you know, cornfield laying down, air trees, crows around. No, you know. Gloomy out, little rain.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, November in Pittsburgh is, you know, dreary.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's gray.
It is gray.
It's like, you know, by that point, like all the leaves have fallen.
Yeah.
You know, so the trees are bare, but the sun like no longer refuses to shine in Pittsburgh until like April.
Right.
You know, it disappears for like 4 or 5 months.
Right.
and it's like the beginning of like the like this baton death march to spring.
Yeah. Right.
You know, but it makes me laugh because it's like these like these people were just like so gung ho of like, you know, I can't wait to decorate. I've got, you know, like people are buying like that 10-foot fucking skeleton from like the Home Depot and shit. I'm just like,
yeah, we don't do any of that, but we do decorate. We try to decorate earlier.
Your house is decorated 24/7, my friend.
Yeah, we're a Halloween family.
Yeah, but like today, like Nancy's like, you know, she comes home. She went to Walmart. She came home and she's like, well, I got these things for the door and I got some clings and, you know, I'm just like, no good. No good at all. So, I don't know.
Nice.
For those of you who are excited, congratulations, you've made it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people like me who are just like, whatever.
Well, it's always, you know, for me, I don't get excited about any of the summer holidays or Easter. I can care less.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
But I do like this time of year. I mean, I like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I just do. It's my. I like those 3 holidays.
Yeah. Like
I care less about January 1st or New Year's Eve. I don't really give a shit. But I like those holidays.
Like I will work, you know, Memorial Day, the 4th of July, and Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll work the summer holidays mainly because I want to be able to say, well, I worked the summer holidays, so I should have Thanksgiving and Christmas off because, you know, that's a big deal to my mom.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't a big deal to my mom, I would probably work them too.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, with moms, you know, it's like, you know, I've hardly visited as it is. So it's like, you know, you better fucking show up for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I like Thanksgiving too. I mean, I like the parade. I like waking up. I like the parade. I like stuff I did with my mom. Then I watch football. You know, I like football being on. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. And Christmas too. There's football on Christmas too. So I quite enjoy those games and just kind of chill and you know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing I miss, and it was, I'm not going to call it a tradition, but we did it like, I want to say 4, maybe 5 years in a row. And that was the Thanksgiving Cousins movie.
Yeah, we did it for a while.
Yeah, there was like a 4 or 5 year period where like, you know, me, you, Tracy, Becky, Jane, and Derek just kind of like, you know, cracked open a newspaper, like, let's go see a movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
like
movies were good.
Yeah, but like outside of that, like, I mean, like I was never big on the Thanksgiving Day parade as a kid.
Yeah.
I've never been big on parades, period.
Nah, it's different when you have kids.
I guess, yeah. But like when I was a kid, I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I wasn't waking up and running downstairs like, is a Macy's parade on? You know, no.
Yeah.
That's like a thing of like, hey, it's a parade on. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
You know. Even like Thanksgiving football, I'm kind of over.
Yeah.
Because like it's like, okay, so like the early game is always the Lions against somebody. Well, the Lions always stink. You know, the second game is always the Cowboys against somebody, and you know, lately the Cowboys usually stink.
Yeah.
You know, and you have the third game, which you usually is a good. So like, maybe like the nighttime game I'm like looking forward to, but overall I'm like even over like Thanksgiving football.
I like it on in the background.
Yeah, because it's usually not a good game. Very rarely is it a good game.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
but like
man, you're Debbie Downer tonight.
no, I'm not. Like I hate sounding that way but it's just it's this thing of like it just amazes me like how revved up people get like for Halloween.
Why?
I don't know because it's like I don't know. Like I mean it's like when I was in my 20s, I got revved up for Halloween because I think it was an excuse to get drunk. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna dress up like the Crow and go get drunk. But
Yeah.
now I'm again maybe it's because I just don't have kids or or whatever. But like now I'm like fuck it. Like what do you mean I got any hand-dyed candy? I'm turning off my lights. I watch TV in the dark.
Wow. Mr. McGill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Nancy's sister's gonna have a party. I want no parts of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nancy's like, well, could you? I got 30 days to figure this out, and right now I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah, just say no if you don't want to go. Don't.
I don't, but so it's shit like that. Like it's just like holidays are just such a hassle to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's awesome. I don't have kids, so.
Yeah, well, they look forward to stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure if I had children, like if I reared young people, I'd probably be more into it. But like nowadays, especially nowadays, I'm like, fuck, I don't even care. Like last year, I tried like I thought, well, I'm home. I'll hand out. I bought like a big bag of candy. I had 3 kids come to my door. Oh, Ian's choking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
I had 3 kids come to my door last year. I was like, well, I ain't doing this next year. I ain't wasting my time. I mean, the only good thing was I started listening to Van Halen.
There you go.
So. So you watch anything interesting? Because I haven't.
Oh, let's see.
I did. I watched something. I started something interesting.
Well, I watched Titans. Caught up on Titans.
Yeah. I haven't watched this week's episode yet.
Finished Legends of Tomorrow season 1.
Okay.
Finished that. What else? I've been watching this blog, this Goldshaw Farm thing.
Yeah.
Online. I love that. And Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's all I watched. And last night we started our October Halloween movie every night.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Bad choice to start off.
Yeah, it was Casper and Wendy.
Ooh.
Live thing. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was bad. And I don't remember. I mean, I know I watched it, with them, but it was.
It's brutal.
It was ruthless.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to keep my mouth shut. It was just so bad, even for like 95 or whatever. Oh, it was terrible. Just terrible.
What's rough is like that first Casper movie is actually really fucking good.
It's excellent.
Yeah. And
it's excellent.
Yeah. And like everything after that Casper's involved in is just total trash.
Oh, it is. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was the first one. They're in there watching something now. I don't know what they're watching.
I started watching a show called See, SEE.
Okay.
It's an Apple show.
Uh-huh.
But it's the big attraction was it stars Jason Momoa.
Okay.
And this is taking place in a future where there was a plague that decimated mankind. And the people who survived and were left lost their sight. So mankind no longer has the ability to see.
Okay.
So like these people were living basically in Stone Age conditions now,
Right.
with no way of seeing whatsoever.
Right.
And this motherfucker shows up and he can't see. And he knocks up this chick and she gives birth to twins, and the twins can see.
Okay.
So the show falls like, Momoa takes in this woman. He's raising the children as his own, and like, to be able to see is a heresy.
Uh-huh.
And like it's like a real. There are things like the concept of the show I like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Can Momoa see?
No, Momoa cannot see. He's blind.
Okay.
But like there was some shit that like they're living in this village, and it's like the best I could describe would be like a Viking village almost, like slanted houses and stuff. But like the pillars on the house had like this intricate carving on it. And I'm like, ain't no blind motherfucker putting this intricate carving on these fucking wooden pillars.
Right.
They can't see shit. Like stuff like that. There was like little things here and there where you're just like, I'm trying to buy into this concept, but like some of what you're showing me is like, I can't believe, like, they're not Daredevil. They don't have any extra sensory abilities. I'm sure like your sense of hearing and sense of smell has been enhanced, but there's some shit going on where I'm like, it takes me out of it because I'm like, yeah, that blind people wouldn't be able to do that. But then there's other shit that like there's a like the violence is absolutely brutal.
Okay.
Like there is some kill shots that you're just like, oh shit. Like Momoa's got this guy and he's got his sword in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
And he's leading him into like this area.
Uh-huh.
And Momoa figures out this is where he needs to be. So he no longer needs the guy. And so he just pulls the sword straight back through the dude's, like through his mouth and like out the back of his skull.
Yeah.
And like you see like the top of his head, like, the top part of his head just kind of slide and fall. And you're just like, Nancy was like, oh, that was so gross. I'm like, that was fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like there's some shit that I'm just like the level of violence is high and it is nasty. And I was just oh, this is like they're trying to top Game of Thrones level of violence at times.
Yeah.
Like overall, I'm enjoying the series. Like the first season's I think 8 episodes, and we've watched 6 so far.
Uh-huh.
And season 2, apparently Batista shows up. David Batista. Yeah. So we're looking forward to watching a season 2 because Nancy really likes Dave Batista.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting show. Like the concept is very interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed it so far. I don't know how well it's done. Like, I haven't looked like critical or anything like that. It was just like, hey, let's watch this. This is something we can watch together. And you like Momoa, I like Momoa. Batista shows up at some point, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I got through 4 episodes of The Witcher.
Okay.
Nah.
You're not feeling that?
Nah. There's some good parts.
Yeah.
And I like Cavill and all.
Yeah.
There are some, like I said, there are some good parts, unless I just gotta wait a little bit longer. But I don't know. I think the way it's written bothers me. I think, like, some of the dialogue is kind of like, I don't think he'd say that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, this is based upon a series of books.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, I mean, you know, so I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm taking, like, you know, Cavill's character is just this unfeeling dick.
Yeah, kind of.
You know.
Well, he is. I mean, it's kind of what he is, but.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going off the video game.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was okay. But it just kind of got. Like, the fighting parts are cool. You know what I mean? The way he looks is cool. I mean, there's some good battles and stuff, but. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I thought I'd be all into it, and maybe my expectations were too high. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, that may be it, because I mean, like, you know, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, I'm at a point where, like, I probably need to rewatch this soon, because I know the second season's coming up, I think, at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's been, I think, over a year. I want to say this came out like summer of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I think I was part of like the you know, pandemic people going nuts for a show type of thing.
Yeah.
But like I remember I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Cavill was fantastic. I liked the other chick. I thought it was really well done. Like I can't wait for season
Witcher?
2. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I like it, but there's just certain parts of it I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got tired of the bard. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Spare a coin for The Witcher, or whatever that song was that people just went nuts for.
Yeah, I kind of got like Fable-ish there for a minute.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, yeah. I don't know. I just. Man, certain parts just kind of got on my nerves. Like,
I get cough. That. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that cough.
Yeah. I mean, I like Cal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Cal. I think dude's great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I just need more dialogue from Cavill.
Yeah, you don't get much of that.
Why not? That's the character.
Yeah.
You know, but I did like what's his name? And I was watching Legends of Tomorrow with Elliot today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Elliot.
She's all right. There wasn't that many bad moments. There's not really. There's a lot of fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
But Adam, I guess. The guy that plays Adam or whatever. The guy in the suit.
Okay.
Is that Adam? I don't know.
I can't remember.
He has his own suit. ATOM.
Is he also in The Witcher? You're
I don't know.
saying?
I don't know. Is
I'm not quite sure where you're going with this. Is this a guy that's
guy in Legends of Tomorrow?
Legends of Tomorrow? Adam. Oh, the Adam.
Yeah, the Adam.
Okay.
That guy.
I didn't think you were talking about Legend. Why did I think you were talking about something else?
I guess we were just talking about The Witcher. But
I thought when you said you were watching Legends of Tomorrow with Ellie, and my reaction was I thought you said Legends of the Fall.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like what the
Legends of Tomorrow with Ellie.
Okay, yeah. Ray Palmer, the Atom, played by Brandon Roth.
Yes, he, and I guess he's in a show, I guess, with Superman. But man, does that guy look like Superman?
Well, he played Superman.
I know. Well, I found that out later.
Yeah, and Superman Returns.
Superman Returns.
The really, really fucking boring one that was directed by Bryan Singer.
Oh, really? He just looks like Superman.
Yeah, he looks like Christopher Reeve.
That dude looks like Superman.
Yeah. That's kind of how he got the part. Unfortunately, he was in I watched that movie, and I can say I think he played a really, really good Superman. I wish he just had a better movie to be in.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he got it right. Like, at least from the standpoint of the Christopher Reeve Superman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I watched Superman Returns, and I can say, like, from the standpoint of the Christopher Reeve Superman, he gets it, and he played it very, very well. Unfortunately, Superman Returns is such a bad fucking movie, you kind of think he sucks, and he really doesn't.
Yeah. Because he looks just like him, and his acting's pretty good in Legends of Tomorrow. I like him. I like the character. He's almost like a innocent, like, you know what I mean? Like, he almost has that Superman persona in that series.
Yeah. Like, he's playing Ray Palmer. Like, I like his version of Ray Palmer, but I don't, because it's not like the Ray Palmer in the comic books. But he is playing Ray Palmer, kind of like is that eccentric billionaire who just buries himself in a laboratory and doesn't socialize with people.
Yeah.
You know, and now he's in this situation, and you're right, he does come off as a little bit innocent and naive because of it.
Yeah.
You know,
what's he like in the books?
He's more worldly. Like, I hate to say, like, it sounds goofy to say, but like, you know, he's a guy who's like
Bruce Wayne-ish?
Not Bruce Wayne-ish, but like, I mean, he's a smart guy. He's a doctor. He's a doctor of physics, I believe, and he develops the Atom suit and everything that's involved with it. But it's like in Identity Crisis, he has to deal with his ex-wife, and like, I mean, it was just he wasn't this naive like nerd like he's portrayed, like Brandon Roth portrays him.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have put him in that situation, he would have handled it much better than the Brandon Roth version did. But he's a fun character. Like, I mean, it's not like you look at him, you say, well, he's just a ripoff of Ant-Man, and he kind of isn't. The abilities are clearly, but like the character's not.
Right. No. Well, you could say Pimmish.
Maybe a little bit Pimmish.
He's more Pimmish than he is, what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they changed that whole line in Marvel, which I can't believe I was okay with, but like, I think I like the act. I think I like the actor so much that I didn't really care.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does.
Yeah.
It does, because I was just the same way. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna do an Atom movie or an Ant-Man movie and it's not fucking Hank Pym? That's bullshit.
Yeah,
At first,
exactly.
like even if it was Paul Rudd at first, I was like, I went into the movie. Like, I think I went into the first trailer kind of like, fuck this. I don't care if it is Paul Rudd or not. And then like I watched the trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, right. Because I didn't think I was going to be. I mean, oh my God. I mean,
Hank Pym deserves his flowers.
But that was a major move, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, and I'm going to say this, like the little movie that's not going to do anything. The little Marvel movie that's not going to do jack shit.
Yeah.
The implications to the universe were huge.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
Janet Van Dyne is definitely not going to become leader of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's a whole contrast. I mean, there's a whole thing there. There's like a shit ton of storylines there.
Yeah.
That are not going to come to fruition because of what they did with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, what they did with it, I liked. And I liked Douglas's fucking Pym. I thought that made sense. Yeah. He plays him beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see much from Janet Van Dyne, but
not yet. I think you're going to get that, and
a little more.
Yeah.
And but when he showed that old footage of her taking down the nuclear missile and stuff, I was like, oh, that's like right from the books. You know what I mean? Like that's like cut out. But I wasn't disappointed that wasn't the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it made sense to me, and what they did with Yellow Jacket, I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like it was pretty cool.
They did a good job of making it work, but like there's still that little part of me that deep down is like, I want Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne.
Right.
Like, I want them to be the characters and not.
Right. But I think they had to make it like modern day.
Yeah.
And I don't remember this in the books or not too. It's probably right in the books. I just don't remember. But I like how Pym was involved with Stark and the army, and do you know what I mean? Like he knows all about that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like super serum and all that shit. I mean, he knows all that shit.
He was involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. and Peggy Carter and all that stuff. I like, I mean, that makes sense that he would be involved in that at that time.
Right.
It makes sense why he would walk away the way that he did.
Right, exactly. But I mean, I'm glad they're not showing like, the alcoholic and with Pym, like how his turn was and drift away from Janet and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, and that's like, the big thing everybody wanted with like Stark was like, we want a demon in a bottle.
Right.
Well, you can't tell that storyline in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit, but
you got a little bit of it in Iron Man 2, and that's all you're gonna get.
Which is a great scene.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like people who like, well, that's the storyline I want to see. Like, well, you're not gonna see that.
Yeah, nobody wants to see a drunk Tony or going around getting women. It's
a boring 2-hour movie.
Yeah, it's like Iron Man 3. But
let's take him out of the suit for 2 hours.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But
fucking Shane Black.
Unreal. But yeah, I don't know. But I just thought that that was probably the bravest move they did as far as the series went, as far as the characters. To me,
the bravest move was, bring a talking raccoon and a walking tree into a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but as far as storylines go, I thought that was pretty. That was pretty brave. I mean, like, to comic book fans.
To comic book fans, yes.
To change it up like that, to really, because one of my biggest harks on X-Men movies is like, timelines and fucking why is Iceman here? You know what I mean? Like, why is this person a teenager? You know what I mean? Like, I never understood some of what they did in the first X-Men. And
well, I mean, what they did in the first X-Men was take the characters who were like made the most money and made them the team.
Yeah.
Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's
And Beast.
Yeah, and Beast. Yeah, but I mean, you can't no matter what, no matter how hardcore you want to be and say, well, I want the original First Class. Like, you can't make an X-Men movie without Wolverine, especially at that time.
Yeah, not that.
Not at that time. You had to have Wolverine in that no matter what.
Yeah, and and oh, Sabretooth was so bad.
Yeah.
But when what's his name took over Sabretooth,
yeah,
it was like so fucking good. Anyway,
I mean that would be like, okay, I want to see I want to see that Fantastic Four movie, and they better be fucking fighting the mole people.
yeah.
I mean, nobody's gonna watch that fucking movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like,
I think when you bring the four in, it has to be more on an epic scale. I don't think you can bring the four in on weak sauce. I don't think they're gonna bring Doom in on the first four movie. You know what I mean? I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think it's gonna be.
Well, I think you have to set the stage for Doom. But I think I mean there's so much going on. There's so much going on with the Skrulls that right. I mean they're doing the Secret Invasion storyline on Disney Plus that you could probably
Do you think now? This is something I was thinking the other day. Do you think that Strange is a Skrull and Strange is somewhere else, and like he's just kind of filling in, like he filled in for Fury? Remember, because when what's his name walks through the port, he was like, "Don't do that, don't." You can't be changing timelines and stuff. But I mean, like, how would he even know? I mean, like, how would he be able to conjure something?
I guess the key, like, I mean, you would have to have a Skrull that, I mean, and it is not out. We've seen that type of magic being used in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Right.
There was the one Ravager that could do that.
Right.
So like it's not out of the question that a Skrull could be educated in the ways of sorcery, but
this is mega sorcery,
right?
What he's pulling off.
And I think more importantly, like if you're gonna tell me that it's a Skrull that's Stephen Strange, and they're doing that shit, like that's like a bad cop out for like oops, I fucked up the multiverse.
Yes.
Or
do you think it's Agatha? I don't know. I just can't see Strange doing that. It doesn't seem believable to me. It just doesn't seem believable to me that Strange, number one, the eye wink doesn't make sense from Strange to me, to Peter. And then number two is that Strange would actually do something like that. Unless he has the flu or something. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see him doing that. And I don't understand the ice and snow inside of his home in Bleecker Street. There's certain parts I'm not getting. I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to, I guess. But
I think we have to see it when we get there. But like somebody pointed out, like the solution to this problem is really fucking simple. You just have Peter Parker stand next to a Skrull who looks like Spider-Man, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And you say, "Hey, Peter Parker, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Spider-Man." Problem solved.
Right.
It's like funny because it's like you got like it seems like the resolution to the problem is pretty fucking simple.
Yeah.
But yet, no. Instead of like the Skrulls coming to Pete, like, hey, we appreciate your help with that whole thing, but we're gonna bail you out, and this is why. This is what we can do.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, no, Pete's going to Doctor Strange and being like, hey, can you like wave your magic wand and make shit happen for me?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah. Just there's certain pieces of that puzzle that are just aren't adding up, but it just doesn't make Strange. It doesn't make sense that Strange would do that. Even cocky Strange, I don't think would go to that level, knowing the balance of the timelines that he just went through.
Yeah.
And getting all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't see him doing something like that.
I don't know. I mean,
can't. I just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm sure we'll find out in due time.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. So we'll see. I mean, but I don't think there's this. Well, there probably are sorcerers. Powerful enough to do that, but why take the risk on something like that?
Because I do think Strange is. I do think this version of Doctor Strange is that cocky, though.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he was like pissed that like Stark thought he was the superior. He's like, look, I've seen shit. I know you're tech boy, but I'm techno boy. Okay, I've seen shit. And like I can see like Strange like being that cocky, like, okay, Pete, Tony let you down. Come on in, let me help you out.
Come to daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
And plus, I mean,
I like how I love that interaction too.
Yeah.
Between Strange, Stark, and the other guys. Like I thought that was a really good. I thought that was a really good part in that movie.
Yeah.
Where it was like, man, who the fuck are you guys? You know what I mean? Like, I'm all powerful sorcerer here. You're like metal boy.
I also just like there's that moment in the trailer where he's like, he's calling him doctor or sir, and he's like, Peter, we've been to space together. You think you can drop the formality? He's like, okay, Steve. He's like, awkward, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something he would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Cumberbatch is perfect for this part, but I just think it's, I don't know, something's awry.
Now you'll find out in a few months.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
Yeah.
Just odd. When's a Strange movie coming out?
I want to say next
December?
year.
Or is it next year?
Because Spider-Man comes out in December.
Okay. And that's our first taste, right? Well, first taste would be Shang-Chi.
They got the Eternals coming up here soon, and then Spider-Man.
Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Doctor. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That is due out March 25th of 2022. Just around the corner.
And is what's his name coming back for his friend?
Wong?
No. And he'll turn evil. But
You mean Mordo?
yeah.
He is listed as
Is he
part
cast?
of the Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to Chai Wadol Ejiofor.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah. I loved him in Serenity.
Yes.
He was fucking amazing in that movie.
As the saboteur?
Yeah, as the assassin, yeah.
Yeah, as the assassin. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
great. Everything that dude does is actually really good.
Yeah.
He was in that what movie with John Cusack, End of the World shit.
Yeah.
He does a lot of character actors too, but you know, he has some leads. He did Kinky Boots too, not live, but the movie, which is actually a really good film. It is. I mean, he does.
He brought a level of gravitas to that character in Serenity. That character, I mean, it made him an amazing villain.
Right.
And the perfect foil to Mao.
Yeah.
You know, like to the point, like when Mao shows him the footage, you know, and he's like, I'm about to show you, you know, your perfect world, and you know, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
When your prey goes to ground, you burn the ground. I love that line.
Right.
Like, and that's like, and he delivers it like so earnestly.
Right.
Like you believe he meant that, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's good, dude. He's just very round. He's just a very well-rounded actor. I mean, the guy can do absolutely anything.
Yeah. So you're right.
I mean, we've seen him in there, and then all of a sudden, when Lisa and I saw that Kinky Boots was coming out, I liked the movie just because. I mean, I like the content. I like the fact that, I mean, the story of Kinky Boots, you know, an old shoe shop in London that's going under.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they changed the story around a little bit, but you know, they decided to make, you know, shoes and boots for, you know, drag queens. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it made sense, right? I mean, like women's shoes at the time. So I mean, like, you had to have a sturdy boot, right? So
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, plus I love English shows anyway, you know. But
yeah,
the actor himself if he can transform himself into that character, which is a very, very strong character.
Yeah,
and like in your face, you know what I mean? Not what we were used to seeing him at. And then he jumps from films like that, you know, where you see him as, holy shit, you know. He's like, I just think he's a really good actor. It reminds me a lot of, like, the great Sirius Black. Commissioner
Gary
Gordon.
Oldman.
Yeah, in a sense. That's just how well-rounded he is. He can go from one thing to the other.
Right.
Which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So. But I'm glad that he's coming back. He's a strong character I mean, he can pull that role off. So I'm hoping it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I'm
I don't know his involvement. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, at some point, like, I mean, you know, he's Strange's he's in Strange's Rogues Gallery. You know, he's a
I know.
You know, so he, like, I don't know a ton of Doctor Strange stuff. I'm not going to pretend like I read a bunch of comic book. I mean, you know, that was one of those ones, like, when I like, Mordo. Oh, he's turning. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I know that much
happen?
about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's that shit happen? You know. This guy plays a great villain. I can't wait for that. You know.
Yeah.
Like, even at the end, and like the end credit scene, like where he's like, you know, you have something that doesn't belong to you. You know, you're just like, oh shit, he is serious. You know.
Yeah. But you agree, like, that's what makes him the great villain, right? Because you kind of agree with him. You're kind of like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It makes sense. I understand his plight. I understand the villain's plight, and
right.
What he believes is right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, especially, I mean, your world comes crashing down, and you find out the person you've been following all this time was, you know, a part of the darkness.
Right.
You know, like, you're like, you know, so like, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean,
Sort of like when Hawkeye went Ronin.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bad. At that point, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, what he's doing is right, but he shouldn't be like running people through everywhere. And like,
Yeah. You're just leaving a trail of bodies.
He seems very angry.
Yeah.
Like this is unsolicited death going on. That he's just taking out, the Yakuza and whatever. But you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The villains that you like are the best, So I think we're gonna like them.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Like, I mean, but like, it's interesting. Like, in the aspect of the multiverse of madness, with everything that's going to be probably going on in that movie, where does he fit in? Like, is he going to be the punishment for Strange for fucking up everything?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the curiosity of it all. It's like, like there's a lot of shit that's going to be going on in this movie.
Right. And who's going to hold Strange accountable?
I mean, is it going to be Wanda after reading the Darkhold?
Right. Or is it going to be from a different timeline? I don't think she's in it, though.
She is.
She is, not Wanda. The one who, quote, created Strange.
Oh, no, I don't think she's in it, no.
Yeah.
The ancient one, no.
The ancient one, yeah. So, I mean, like, someone's going to hold him responsible or accountable for what he did.
Yeah.
And, like, who's that person? We don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's so much fucking... When I look at these two movies, like the Spider-Man and Strange movie, I just see a whole lot of everything. And I just can't piece... I mean, you're not supposed to, I guess, but there's a whole lot of everything going on, and there's a shit ton of people in these movies.
Yeah.
And, like, timelines are exploding, and, like, where does this fit in? And when you're talking timeline, that directly links to Loki. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's so connected. And it's just like, how do you bring these people in and, like, only have a 2-hour movie? You know what I mean? Like, especially with this Spider-Man thing. This is what I'm like really nervous with Spider-Man. Because I'm like, my hopes are set so high because I see the formation of the Six. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're all there. And from what I heard, there's a shot of Tom Hardy with set attire on from Spider-Man movie.
Well,
whether that's real or not, hey, that's fine. But that's the only missing piece from those movies that they don't have.
I hate to spoil shit, but it's probably, I would probably say that's 99.9% true based upon what I've heard about from Venom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So anyway, but what I'm
not trying to spoil it, but I mean, it's out there.
Well, yeah, right. So now you're introducing this Venom, and which thank God they are. If you're gonna do it, you know what I mean.
Right.
But I mean, like, there are so many strong characters in these movies, especially Spider-Man. Like Tom Hardy and Doc Ock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Melina is a strong character, and Hardy, of course, as Venom is a strong character. Does Venom go the anti-hero, or you know what I mean? Like, or is he gonna help, or is he part of the? There's just so many. There's so many villains.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Spider-Mans. So like, I just don't know. I don't know. And I just hope they're. With the villains, I think they will, but I mean, like Goblin, and I hope that they're, especially Goblin, I hope they do that fucking costume right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him looking like a zombie, and I don't want him, you understand what I'm saying? Like, those costumes were bad.
It's a tough character to pull off, though. Like it's tough because, like, how do you make that believable? I guess is the word. Like, how do you pull that off on the screen without it looking hokey.
Judge Dredd him in a full face mask or something. I don't know.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, they did the full face mask in like the first Spider-Man movie, and my criticism of that is like it just looked like a toy.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that scene, and Kevin Smith talked about this, and he like kind of blew it off like, well, I kind of got over it. But there's that scene in the first Spider-Man movie where Goblin has Spider-Man tied on that rooftop.
Yeah.
And they're having a conversation, and I don't believe Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe are in either of those suits.
Right.
You know, it was probably, they just did voiceover later on.
Right.
You know, so it's that thing of like it was just a toy commercial, like that particular scene. You don't believe the actors were truly there. So it's like that oddball thing. Yeah, it's that oddball thing of like with Goblin, like how do you pull him off legitimately to give him that classic look that you and I want, but make that classic look believable in real life?
Like Vulture.
Because on a comic book page, Green Goblin looks amazing.
Right.
You know, but you try to translate that character, like that look, into real life, and you
get Halloween Town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. It's like you can't. It's so hard to pull off, and it's just like I don't know what they're gonna do. It's just like, but you want to have that. You want to have almost like that Vulture-esque. You know what I mean? Like Vulture, the way they did Vulture was good.
Like
I'm glad that Vulture doesn't look like what he does in the comic.
Right. Yeah.
Because on screen it just wouldn't come over right.
But
the only thing they did have is that nice fur coat he had on. That fur hooded thing. That was badass. Like a bomber jacket.
The thing I would love to see though is, when what's his name? The guy who directed the first 3 Spider-Man movies.
Sam Raimi.
When he was prepping for Spider-Man 4, it was supposed to be oh my God. I just had his name. I can't forget it now.
Craven?
No, it was supposed to be Vulture.
Oh, okay.
And Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley, yeah. Ben Kingsley was going to be the Vulture. And like
which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's as on the nose as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like Vulture.
Yeah. So like, I wonder like how Remy would have done that. Like would he have gone would he have gone traditional with that suit or like you and I agree, like we love the Vulture, the Michael Keaton Vulture, because it makes more sense in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
But man, I would have loved to have seen
Ben Kingsley as Vulture.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been from that classic book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's what Remy put. Everything Remy did was from the classic books. Like the reason Venom is so bad in Spider-Man 3 is because Sam Raimi didn't get Venom. He didn't read Venom as a kid.
Yeah.
That's why all the other characters that he did in those movies make more sense and work better. Yeah. And Venom really didn't, because he was like, this isn't my Spider-Man. This isn't my, this isn't my wheel. You're asking me to do something. I don't know this character. Where with every other character he did, like Doc. Why is Doc Ock so fucking good? Because he loved Doc Ock. He read those golden age Spider-Man books from back in the day. That's what he grew up reading. Even like in Spider-Man 3, as bad as that movie, and Sandman's really well done. Well, why? Because he was a classic Spider-Man villain that Sam Raimi understood.
Right.
Venom was the mystery to him. Right.
That's which is a shame.
Yeah.
But I think the Venom now. I think it's a welcome addition to the movie. You know what I mean? But there's so many welcome additions that I'm just kind of like. So I'm a little nervous. But I'm not that Tom Hardy's not going to pull it off in full force, but because I I really love the Venom movie. I did. I liked that movie.
I know you did.
But I like Tom Hardy, and I think Tom Hardy saved that movie to me. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't in it, it probably wouldn't be any good. Especially with his voiceover work for Venom.
Here's the oddball question for you. Just the oddball question. So let's just say Venom's in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Okay. At some point do you want to see Tom Holland in the black
in the black suit?
Yeah.
I'm not jonesing for it.
Venom takes him over for a minute. You get the black suited Spider-Man, like OG, like it's the not doesn't have the webbing over it like the Spider-Man 3 did. It's like the OG suit with like the big white spider on it and everything.
Yeah. I love that white spider too. Yes. Do I want to see it? Yes, I absolutely do. But there's so much in this movie that's going to be going on. I don't think you're going to have room for it. And I think there needs to be some kind of, not explanation, but I don't know. I mean, like, do you want it, or do you really want to hold out for Secret Wars when, you know what I mean? Like where he gets it. Are they going to go that route, or are they going to change that up? You know what I mean? Like he can easily pick that up from in a lab, Doom's lab. You know what I mean? Like in a Secret Wars movie, which we're probably never going to get. But I mean, how do you introduce that? I don't know. I think it would be cool if he went on to Spider-Man in a life-saving scenario where he needed Venom,
right? Where
he did not have the Iron Spider suit on,
right?
You know what I mean? Like Venom's like, yeah, I'm gonna help this guy out.
Yeah.
You know, but like, at what point? Because Venom was a major villain, so I mean, like, at what point does it come around where, like, does something happen between Spidey and Venom? That's like fucked up, or does he kill Spider-Gwen or something? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, like,
I mean, there's a lot of ifs, but like, I think it would be like if this is the case, if Venom is in this movie, like you say you saw in the picture there, like just that moment of like him like in the black suit with the big white spider.
Yeah.
Because like when I heard like Spider-Man 3, I'm like, man, I hope they do the black suit right, and they didn't. Like,
no, they didn't at all.
And even Venom wasn't like because and Venom has the big white spider on him, and like even so that version of Venom was just a copy of the Peter Parker suit, and like I get why like the Hardy version of Venom doesn't have the big white spider on it because Spider-Man didn't exist in the universe at the time, but like
correct,
that would be completely badass if at some moment, like you're right, like there's a moment where like, Hardy's like the Venom, like you've got to save him, and Venom clings to him and like takes over, and like you get the black suit, and I just be like, oh, that's so badass
with the white spider on it.
Yeah,
like his own little touch there at the end.
Yeah, like that, like that's so badass.
Right, and which Spider-Man is he gonna do it to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, is it going to be Garfield? Is it going to be Holland? Is it going to be...
It's got to be Holland. It's got to be Holland.
Maybe.
And I would just be like in the movie theater, just like skeet, 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 skeet.
Of course. I mean, like, I'm so nervous about this fucking movie that I can't even fucking stand it. Because, I mean, it's my favorite character, right? So, I mean, like, I want to see it done. I want to see it done right. But I'm also worried at the same point that they're doing too much. Like, they're throwing so much at you, and the characters involved. It's just the characters are almost becoming bigger than the movie itself, and I don't think a 2-hour movie can support it. I mean, you're definitely going to have another Spider-Man after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the alignment of these guys, but I mean, God, I mean, they're even throwing Daredevil in it. I mean, are the rest of them going to be in there too, or why not throw Kingpin in? I mean, like, you're throwing everybody else in. Just bring in Hell's Kitchen and let's go to fucking town. Let's have a mini. Let's have a mini in-game battle at the end. I don't know what the fuck. So.
I mean, there's been talk that people think that maybe Kingpin's involved with Hawkeye.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Even a glimpse of him in a Marvel movie would probably.
Yeah, the Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, just needs to be in the MCU.
Yeah, man, he's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, people think Daredevil's good. This guy is like on another planet as Kingpin.
Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil's good. I'm not taking anything away from
Charlie Cox's Daredevil is amazing, but Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is, you're right, like
untouchable.
Yeah.
Like if you put Kingpin, if you put another person in that role, it just wouldn't make sense.
No. And he's like big enough.
Yes.
That like, like it doesn't look goofy, but you believe he has that power.
Yeah.
And on top of the anger and everything else that that character carries, and like anybody who is like, well, I don't know, should I watch the Daredevil on Netflix? Like, absolutely, if anything, just for Kingpin.
Yeah, just for Kingpin.
I mean, you'll fall in love with Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and there are other things you'll love, but Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin fucking steals the show.
Right. I want to see that suit, though. I do.
What, the Daredevil suit?
Yeah. I do. I want to see it. I want to see the DD. I want to see the fucking horns. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, like Night Shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've just learned that what Punisher's coming back.
I just heard that. Yeah. They're doing something with him and the guy who played Shane in Walking Dead is apparently going to play him again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just the only other thing I ask is you bring back Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Out of that, because Kristen Ritter played that so well.
Yeah. What do you think fucking Ghost Rider's going to look like? And do you think when they bring these people in, is this going to be like one-shot movies type of deals? Like maybe 3 parts within Ghost Rider series, but I do not see Ghost Rider coming into this fucking MCU. Like you're going to have Ghost Rider, Blade's coming out. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
Mephisto. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Not Mephisto.
Like, I the thing is, like, do I want to see like Ghost Rider done right? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a great character going back over the years. It deserves the proper treatment.
Right.
I mean, those 2 Nicolas Cage movies were fucking awful. So like I do want to see, like, I feel like the MCU is big enough that you can have like that little corner of the supernatural. Like, so you have Blade, and you have
Morbius. Not Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius. That's Jared Leto.
Blade, Morbius, Ghost Rider, Thrones and Dracula. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like you can have shit like that. Like it doesn't interfere with everything else. Like, and we've trained ourselves that like these movies are all interconnected and they all lead to something. And the fact of the matter is, you can start the universe is expanded to a point that you can kind of say like, yeah, this shit goes on over here and has nothing to do with what's going on over here.
Yeah. I'm ready for. I'm a little hesitant, but I'm ready for a Blade movie. I just don't see anybody in that role. I mean, they'll have to really convince me of the who they get to play Blade.
Oh, the guy that got to play Blade, I was very happy with. It was let me look it up here. That Mara Salah Ali.
Okay.
What? Like, he was in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
You know, he played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
Yep.
So, like, I have no problem with this guy, like, you know, being Blade.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
no
I said,
problem at all.
I like that whole series. So I mean, like, I'm
Yeah.
good. I even like the third one, even as corny as shit got. I even liked it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's one of those few movies. Like, the first movie's fantastic.
By
You
all
know.
means.
And then, you know, you get the great Guillermo del Toro directing the second one, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, Guillermo del Toro.
Even though it got a little Matrixy too toward the end, it was still good.
Yeah.
Like with the whole his mother, you know what I mean?
Like, I had no problem with that shit. Like, it was like, at the time, I wasn't yet like a Del Toro fan. It was like,
Yeah, it was new.
You know, he was still kind of new to me. And like, I watched that movie and I was just like, holy fuck. It's like the Empire Strikes Back of Blade movies.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You know. And then Blade 3 came out and it was a total turd, but a fun turd.
Total turd. I mean, it was fun enough.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with Blade 3 was Trinity was they just put too many one-liners in. And it was just
apparently,
yeah, I know.
There was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes with that movie, apparently, that, like,
I don't know that.
Oh yeah, apparently Wesley Snipes was pissed about the whole Ryan Reynolds and what's her name coming in, and he was apparently high as a fucking kite the entire time as well.
Hey, yeah.
Like, you get the director's shit. Like, I mean, apparently, like, I've seen, like, Patton Oswalt talked about it, and he just talked about what a complete and total fucking shit show that production was.
Right.
He's like, it baffles my mind that they actually got anything to put on the screen.
Wow.
You know, so
Ryan Reynolds was in that movie too.
Yeah,
he was. I wouldn't say, well, kind of saved the movie. I mean, the usual, one-liners from him they were really good. Especially when he was going up against Triple H and that fucking dog.
Yeah, like Triple H and that fucking dog.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, but that was like the beginning of, weirdly, like, the Ryan Reynolds, like, he's that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I remember him from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Yeah.
You know, and like back then I thought, well, this guy should be a star. He's hysterical. You know, but it kind of Blade and a bunch of other failures, and then Wolverine Origins. Yeah. For what he was in for,
Right.
And then, until you reach the point where you're just like, why can't this guy play Deadpool?
He is Deadpool.
Yeah.
So good. Coochie coochie coo.
So fucking bad.
Yeah. And I didn't mind what's her name in that movie either. The chick, what's her name? Hold that thought.
Okay. No problem. So, the actress we were trying to name was Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
And like the blind woman is actually a really good actress as well. But she was kind of wasted in that movie. But
Yeah.
she might have had bigger parts than we know of.
And Parker Posey's also in that movie. She's one of the vampires.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds' interaction with her was good too.
Yeah.
The whole scene was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Anyway.
Yeah, if you ever look up like Patton Oswalt talking about Blade Trinity, like he's just like, it was a shit show.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
From Snipes.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, not surprising for that era of Snipes.
Right.
So. Anyway, anything you'd like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
Yeah, real quick, what'd you think about Doom Patrol?
I haven't watched a new episode yet, this week's episode.
Yeah,
but the first three I enjoyed.
Tell me that wasn't phenomenal.
Yeah.
I thought all three were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And the thing I like about Doom Patrol is outside of the first season where they kind of established kind of early that there was a big bad, like you have no clue what's going on most of the time. Like,
Nah.
Shit's just going haywire. Like, I mean, the first episode you got the ghost of what's his name, and he gets his head cut off,
Yeah.
And Michelle Rodriguez is showing up fucking shit up. I'm like, what is going on? Like, that's what I love about Doom Patrol. Like, it's like, it's so bonkers you can't figure out what the hell's going on.
It's so fucking quirky.
Yeah.
And it just makes it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you have no idea what to expect. Spoilers, because we're going to talk about it a little bit. But, like, I just absolutely love these first three episodes.
Yeah.
I did. I thought. I really liked. You got to watch this week's episode. It's so good. It just made me laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you'll like it. Just text me when you watch it. But I really like the what's his name came in. He's one of the hobbits. Remember when they went on vacation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was the guy with the red. The red.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's his name?
Is that Dominic? Gonna make me look shit up here.
I know, you gotta look it up. Anyway,
Patrol.
That vacation episode was phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I love that episode.
Boyd?
Billy Boyd.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, Billy Boyd.
Yeah.
That was him.
But that vacation episode it may have been one of my favorites so far.
Yeah.
Seriously. I just really like that episode. And I really like the green guy too. I thought it was, but that's the thing. It's like so off cuff, right?
Yeah.
Like fucking Brendan Fraser walking into the sauna. Like, why is he even in a sauna, number one?
Yeah, exactly.
He just fucking walks in and they have this conversation that's just like straight out, yeah, I'm getting older. It sucks. I'm not what I used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good, dude. I mean, like that whole scene in that sauna was just phenomenal. And when they went to dinner, he's like, hey, Cliff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he sits down. There's like, there are only two people there.
Like,
it's so fucking funny.
And Cyborg's like, they're fucking aliens. And Cliff's like, he's a good guy. We talked at the sauna. He's all right. I liked him.
Yeah. But Gargax was saying the same thing about Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good guy. Don't leave him alone. And he starts tugging on Billy Boyd's fucking jacket. And he's like, just leave him alone. Just fucking stop. Just sit down. It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole thing was good. And like when he finally realized, like, they're not doing anything. They're harmless people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like so fucking great. And so I was so impressed with.
Yeah.
But when I really like when I started out with this show, Cliff was my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the Brendan Fraser connection, but I fucking love Cliff. I like his arc. I like where they're going with Cliff.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, my favorite person now is Bomer. I love that character, and it's like it's such a deep character.
He is. He's a very deep character,
and there's so much turmoil, and
Bomer plays it so well.
Yeah, it's just he's so good.
He is. He's very, very good.
Yeah, I could not believe how well it's done.
This is why, this is why I was like so high on him, like being Batman or like Green Lantern or something else. Like, I'm glad he's in the DC universe. I'm glad he's he's playing his character. But I mean, this is why, because like not only does he look the role, but man, he's just an amazing actor. He really is.
Yeah, I've joked with you for years. Yeah, Matt Bomer,
Yeah, my Bomer crush.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the more and more I watch him in this series, the more and more I like him, man. I just think he pulls it off, and it's like a tough character to play. I mean, you got to think about it. He's playing a gay man in the late 50s.
Yeah.
Or 60s. No, late 50s. And that's hard. I mean, that's a hard character to even just start to think about pulling off. And he does it beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so good. But I especially like that scene where I'm trying to think what's the last episode you watched? I just want to make sure I'm not doing spoilers. I don't think I am for you.
The one where they went back, like where they were in the land of the dead, and Bomer had to go and bring them back with those dead detectives.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I like too. I like him and Rita's connection.
Yeah.
As like platonic, like just friends. Like the love for each other is amazing. You know what I mean? They just love each other. But when those fucking boxes show up,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he fucking takes him into the fucking dining room and wraps him in shit. Yeah. And like they're at the dining room table, and the little girl's like, "There's something wrong with you." You know what I mean? He was like, "Well, I didn't know what else to do." I mean, I don't know. And he's like going fucking crazy,
Yeah.
So fucking good. That's the shit about Doom Patrol that I absolutely love. Like, you're not gonna get that in Titans. You're not gonna get that in Legends of Tomorrow. Taking all these dead bodies and putting them at the dining room table and wrapping them in bandages. I mean, that's what you get in Doom Patrol. Cliff freezing up in the middle of the lawn. That's fucking Doom Patrol.
Yeah, like I mean, he's even like he like posing Cliff with the middle finger up and everything. Like, it was like the perfect level of quirkiness.
Yeah, right. He was like, okay, he's putting that finger together, and he's like, okay, that's right. I got it. You know what I mean? Like, and it was normal. You know what I mean? Like,
that seems natural. That seems like that'd be Cliff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when they're leaving the fucking, I love that whole Hades thing, that whole thing. I like the ghosts. I like everything about that. And when they're leaving on the boat and they threw up on them, they're like, "It's just vomit," and they started fucking dancing.
Yeah.
So fucking good, because they were like, it was so cool because that shit came down on them and there was like this gigantic pause.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a 10-second pause, and they were like, "It's just vomit," and they started fucking partying and shit. So fucking great, man.
Yeah.
That show is just so well done. I can't give it more accolades than. Yeah, it's just wait till you see this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I thought it was quirky and weird before with like these throw-ins.
Yeah.
But this episode, you're gonna fucking shit yourself when you see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, holy fuck. Is she really doing that? And you'll know the part.
Yeah.
That's what I said out loud. I was like, is she really gonna do that? Fuck yeah, she's doing that. And like you'll know the part as soon as you see it. But yeah, all the characters are good. The character development was good.
Yeah.
But like I said, with Bomer, I really feel for that character. I'm just really I think it's the most interesting character on the show. And I'm hoping they get into more of that. Like they kind of focused in on what's her name? Jane.
Yeah.
Now they need to really focus in on Bomer's character.
Yeah.
Because that really intrigues me. This whole being living inside of him, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Did you read about him at all? Did you read Doom Patrol? Or?
No, I didn't. Like I remember when back when I was collecting comic books again, like in 2009, 2010, they during the Blackest Night run, like it was just a big crossover of DC Comics. They had this whole thing where like each series was had like a one shot of Blackest Night, because like the whole thing was like the I don't want to get into all of that, but like basically like the dead coming back to life in a horrific way. And one of the comics was Doom Patrol, and I've had to buy. So I bought that as part of this like massive crossover. And I remember reading it and going, I have no fucking idea what's going on because I've never read a Doom Patrol comic in my life.
Right.
So I was like, it was completely lost on me. I'd like to go. I need to dig that up. I still have that. I still have that entire run, and I kept everything that was like crossed over with it. I need to find that book, and I need to kind of like look at it again and go, okay, I understand that character now, and I understand this makes a little bit more sense, because I'm curious, because at the time, like, I just never read Doom Patrol. It wasn't my thing.
Right. Yeah, it's a shame I never read it, because I don't know. I just like these characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
like,
I think the comic was just as quirky.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. I guess kind of why I didn't get into it, because this is like, I'll stick with the JLA stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into whatever this is.
Yeah.
So
but I like the quirkiness. I think it's just fucking good. And the dance scene was just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then it ended right with like the Doom Patrol ending, or the Doom Patrol quirkiness that came in. You know what I mean? Like it just made sense completely. But I loved it, man. That dance scene was perfect. The music was perfect. I've noticed the music in these first 3 episodes were really good.
Yeah.
Like it fits right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Great show. Anyway. Wrap it up.
Well, first off, we didn't touch on it for some ungodly reason. Last week we did the whole nerd corner thing. Like, we just kind of went right through it.
Yeah, we fucking weird.
Yeah, I know. But last week we did the show at the nerd corner. It was a rousing success.
We had a great time.
Yeah, had a great time. It was good to see everybody who showed up, and I can't thank everybody who showed up enough for showing up.
Mm.
And like, I know, at least from like the standpoint of like, the Stork and Otter, they're looking forward to this being a monthly thing.
Yeah.
And I think the ladies are as well, because, they're going to get their cheap refills at Lou's Brews.
That's right.
But I want to thank Nerd Corner for allowing us to record there. And they've been gracious enough to allow us to come back.
Yeah.
Which was shocking to me. That hullabaloo.
If you think about it, there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
We drew a pretty big crowd there. So.
Yeah, we had I think Thad will be there as long. I don't know. October. Well, the next time we're doing the show is October 16th. Thad may be at he may be at a haunted house.
A
haunted house.
And Thad and Hummingbird and fucking.
Yeah, Thad, Hummingbird, Stork and Peacock, Otter and Beaver. It was a regular menagerie of animals.
Ant and Spirit.
Ant was there in spirit. But yeah, so I can't thank them enough for coming out, and it made for a great time. I can't thank the Nerd Corner enough for graciously allowing us to use their space. If you are in the Pittsburgh area, we encourage you to come out. Our next time we're going to be recording there is going to be on Saturday, October 16th. Mm-hmm. Around 5 o'clock ish. Mm-hmm. I'll probably get there again. I was a little late, but I wanted to be there around 4:30 last time. I didn't get there until about 4:45, but I'll try to get my shit together next time. But yeah, come on out, have some fun. We'll go out and have me and you had a meal afterwards. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Had some quality bonding time over Luciano's pizza.
Yeah, right.
But no, it was a good time. A good time was had by all, and I can't thank everybody enough, including the Nerd Corner, for allowing us to record there. And they were very, very excited to have us and have us again. They've given me a great response. So even though I thought, they were going to be throwing us out and never allowing us back in, there, come on back anytime.
Right.
So that's exciting. So that's going to get October 16th, around 5 o'clock ish. We're going to start recording. I may get there a bit earlier than that. I'll try to be there around 4:30. So that's that. As far as the proper show ending, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email, which I will read, and if it's, I may even read it on the air, if I unlike Thad's, we're just done with Thad. Just cutting them off. Cutting that shit off. But especially after he talked about my bald spot, the son of a bitch.
Right.
But you can send us an email. That email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. We're very, very easy to find. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We are a member of a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search, and you can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And also, speaking of where you can find us, fantastic news. We are now on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah. Got off my ass and got that taken care of. So we are now on Spotify, people. So if you got somebody who listens to podcasts and they're like, I only listen on Spotify, you can point them in our direction now. We're there.
Cool.
Which means that you can get us on like Google, like your Google devices. We're on Google. We're on Google Podcast or whatever it's called. But also like most of those Google Homes, you can access. You can they use Spotify. Like Nancy listens to Spotify on her Google Home.
Right.
So you can listen to us on, like, if you have a Google Home. I also know, I think if you have an Alexa, you can hear us on there somehow. I'm pretty sure. So there's a bunch of different ways you can hear us. So be a friend, tell a friend, as they say. And let them know that you can hear us on Spotify.
Yeah.
I feel so pinkies up.
There you
go. And as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. Can't thank you enough for your time and attention. It means a great deal to us.
It does.
I think I've covered everything. Yep. All right. So on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.